Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very special training video where we are going to be talking to you all about nootropic elixir. My name is Rebecca Taylor, Product Marketing Manager and Nutritionist for Isogenics in Europe. And today we are joined by Dr. Eric Gumpricht from the US office. He is our Director of Research and Science and is here to share everything that we need to know about nootropic elixir. Eric, you ready to get started?
I am.
Excellent. So let's get started by talking about what nootropics actually are, because for some people, this could be a very new term that they haven't heard of before.
Sure. So first, thanks for the introduction, and thanks for inviting me to talk about nootropic elixir on this call, Rebecca. So first, I'd say, what a strange word, nootropic, right? Or nootropic, or however you want to pronounce it. It can go a variety of ways. The word nootropic derives from the Greek nous or noos, which means mind, and tropic or tropic, which means affecting. So in plain English, a nootropic is an ingredient or substance or product which enhances cognitive responses, those things we want, like alertness, mood, concentration, memory, things like that, okay? We could euphemistically refer to a nootropic as a brain booster, okay? Now, historically, and not surprisingly, the originally described and characterized nootropic was a synthetic chemical discovered by a Romanian scientist about 60 years ago. But of course, as we know, there are many nootropic ingredients and plants worldwide, and that's how we came to develop nootropic elixir.
And so can you tell us a little bit more about what we can expect from taking these ingredients, the ones that we've used within nootropic elixir, every day?
Sure. So the nootropic elixir, first, it's a sort of a cranberry grape flavor. And as mentioned previously, nootropics are these brain boosting products or ingredients. And again, they target what we want to see, the concentration, the memory, alertness, things like that. So as a mechanistic trained scientist, what I always question is not simply does something work, but how does it work, okay? How does the product do what we want it to do? And nootropics work through a variety of pathways that can be either separate or work together collectively to provide a nootropic benefit, right? So they can work through pathways like affecting brain energy, for example, or they could help modulate the stress response. They could work by being an antioxidant that passes through the blood-brain barrier. Because remember, your brain is mostly unsaturated fats, right? So it's very susceptible to oxidative damage, or for lack of a better term, rancidity. And then another way a nootropic could work to benefit us would be actually as a component of the structure and function of the brain, right? So these are a variety of different pathways by which nootropic ingredients or substances can improve your cognitive health, your cognitive enhancement that, again, we all want to see when we consume a product like nootropic elixir.
Thank you for that. It's so interesting. Obviously, we know the benefits, focus, memory, concentration, but to then know about like a little bit of the backstory of how is that working. Of course, we don't need to, each and every one of us, remember that, but it's just interesting to know the various different pathways that are going on within the brain that the ingredients can work within so that we can see those important benefits. But now I'd like to get into some of the key ingredients that's within the product. So could you tell us a little bit more about some of those key ingredients, maybe some of the research behind it, and again, kind of the benefits that we could see from including those?
Sure, Rebecca. So nootropic elixir contains 5 major bioactive components. First, we have green tea, which is a great natural source for caffeine. Of course, all of us who consume coffee or tea or caffeine itself, we want that caffeine-induced buzz effect, right? We want that increased alertness, that focus, things like that, that mental energy. Green tea also provides a variety of polyphenols or phytonutrients, and that'll be a sort of a key component of many of these ingredients in nootropic elixir. So, and these polyphenols are good brain supportive nutrients in general, right? So a second ingredient in nootropic elixir is beetroot extract. Okay, so again, the beetroot provides a variety of other phytonutrients, polyphenols, but it's also a good natural dietary source of nitrates. right? Dietary nitrates. And these nitrates are really key for vascular flow, brain flow, blood flow, things like that. Things that help transport oxygen and nutrients to a tissue, in this case, the brain, as well as transporting waste products away from that tissue, right? So that's a second key component of nootropic elixir. A third component is, well, third and fourth, I should say, are two plants that are not quite as familiar, perhaps, and that is amla and purslane. Okay, so amla is a sour, albeit pleasant smelling fruit from Southeast Asia and the Middle East. And it also goes by the name Indian gooseberry. Okay, and amla has been used in Ayurvedic and traditional medicines for millennia, right? Amla has been used for overall virility and health, as well as having some specific benefits on, again, brain function and brain health. Similarly, purslane is also found in those same regions, Southeast Asia, the Middle East. And purslane also has brain supportive benefits, has been documented through a variety of studies. So those are, sorry. So those are four key bioactives. And the fifth bioactive nootropic elixir is unique. That's phosphatidylserine. Okay, and what do I mean by unique? I mean unique in that phosphatidylserine, unlike the other bioactives, is actually a key component of the brain. Okay, it's actually embedded and makes up the composition of the brain to some degree. And phosphatidylserine is also key for neurotransmission, that sort of cell-to-cell communication between the various parts of the brain. So without that, there is no mood, alertness, focus, attention, concentration.
That's so interesting with the, some of those ingredients. When you started talking, people would think, oh, green tea, tick, beetroot with the nitrates, tick, either things that we're already consuming in the kitchen or supplements that we're already taking. But really the beauty comes from when you're combining all of that together with those other ingredients that we're not going to be getting through our everyday diet, or we're unlikely to be getting through other supplements that we were taking unless we're really targeting the same kind of benefit. So that's it on the ingredients, right? Is there anything else that you'd add to do with the ingredients?
No, I would just add to that. You raised something that's really key about isogenics formulating products in general. And that is we sort of take these really cool, scientifically supported novel ingredients and make sort of a comprehensive formulation for whatever the targeted product is. So it's not just sort of a stereotypical ingredient that other products will have the same ingredient. It's also combining other less well-known, but scientifically based and supported ingredients as well to, again, formulate a unique, novel product. And that's how Isogenics goes about formulating all of these products.
And importantly, with the amount that we need to see the benefit that we're hoping for, right? There's no point in just doing a sprinkling of something when actually you need a fair few grams of that to be able to see the benefits through the research.
Yes. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so talking of research, nice segue. Although Nootropic Elixir has only launched in the US just a few months ago, I know that a small pilot study has already been carried out to evaluate the effects of Nootropic Elixir. So could you tell us a little bit more about the study and the findings?
Sure, Rebecca. So this was a small pilot, but a placebo-controlled, independently run, right? And it included 10 adults aged 30 to 65. So it was a wide range of ages. And what the scientists did was they subjected all of the subjects to cognitive assessments, both before consuming and 1 hour after and 7 days after consumption of either placebo or the nootropic elixir. Actually, each of the 10 subjects consumed both products. It was called a crossover study. So everyone tried both products, but they didn't know what they were getting. Now, the obvious question someone might ask is, why 1 hour assessment after consuming one serving of nootropic elixir, one bottle, and why after 7 days of consumption of 7 bottles, 1 bottle a day, right? Great question. So in an ingenious fashion, we wanted to address two related but different questions. First, we wanted to see if nootropic elixir could induce an immediate, acute cognitive brain boosting effect, right? 1 bottle, right? That was one question. And then the second question was, could you sustain that cognitive brain boosting nootropic benefit after a week, right? After 7 servings, right? So two related but slightly different questions, right? And so what these scientists found was that using sophisticated computerized technologies was that using either one serving, one immediate serving only, or consuming after 1 week, the individuals all had benefits, nootropic benefits, as measured by these, again, these sophisticated computerized cognitive assessments, looking at things like concentration, working memory, something called executive function, which is kind of measuring a variety of different brain functions simultaneously, right? So both one serving, one single dose, as well as sustained use for 1 week of nootropic elixir resulted in those brain boosting activities and functions that we actually are the reason we take the product to begin with. And then finally, I would say that the subjects also completed a self-reported questionnaire after 7 days of using the product. And they noted that they had increased mental clarity, right? Less fatigue and more general energy after using nootropic elixir compared to the placebo. Again, this was placebo controlled, right? So overall, albeit a small pilot study, it was independently run, placebo controlled, and nootropic elixir worked both after one single serving as well as after sustained use for up to 1 week. So we're very proud of these results. And this sort of really gave us the impetus that, hey, we knew we're on the right track by combining these seemingly disparate ingredients that no other product's going to have, right? And we're very happy with that.
So really what you're saying is that there's benefits if you had something coming up immediately, within the next hour or so, and you wanted some support. Maybe it was an exam, maybe it was a presentation, then the product has a purpose there. But equally, if you're just wanting more focus, more concentration, better memory throughout all of your daily life, that's where the long-term usage with that, adding it into your daily routine really comes in to play, right?
Absolutely. You explained it very well. Yep.
Perfect. So just to wrap up, kind of to close it with everybody on just one summary of everything that you've shared. So we could call it an elevator pitch. We could call it wrapping it up in one sentence, however you'd like to talk about it. But how would you explain nootropic elixir to someone just in that one sentence?
Oh boy, putting me on the spot. So if I had to come out with one sentence, I would say something like, nootropic elixir is a uniquely developed and comprehensively formulated brain boosting shot.
Love it. Love it. And I know that everyone watching this is going to love that too. It's great to know all of the backstory, all of the science, the ingredients, how they're working within the brain, the different pathways and the research, but to just have that sentence and to just have that thing to remember, to go away and to be able to share is exactly what everybody needs. So thank you so much, Eric. Thank you for all of your knowledge and your insight into this product. I know everyone watching will find this really useful.
My pleasure, Rebecca. Anytime. Thank you.